Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Coffee with Tea. I'm your host, Tanya Tyler, and I'm excited about my guest today. She is known as the Master Connector, and she has always the in know because she's Amy O. So I want to bring the networking queen that we know here in Cincinnati, and I would like to welcome Miss Amy Ostigny. Welcome to the show, Amy.
Thanks, Tanya, for having me. And what a nice, warm introduction. You're so sweet.
Oh, thank you. Oh, like I said, how are you and your family dealing with this COVID-19 pandemic?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's actually been a good thing for my business. It's the COVID-19 has really helped me reset. We have an interior painting company, my husband and son. And what I've done, why people are not wanting people in the home, is I've had to reset. So I've launched Designing with Amy, which is my background in interior design. And I had yesterday 20 bids to put out for jobs. So the floodgates are opening right now for work.
Wow, that's awesome. So you and your husband haven't had to like share the internet back and forth, or you're all doing your own thing.
Yeah, because he's not an internet guy. He's not techie. He's more of the worker. He's more of the painter, doer, carpenter. So that's a good thing.
Right. Well, like I said, you are the Master Connector. So for those who don't know, what does the Master Connector really mean for you? And how did you get that title?
So the Master Connector is God gave me an assignment. Every day I wake up, I call them business blessings. And God gave me a gift as a Master Connector. I can see who needs to know each other to send them more business, more work, more revenue, more clients. And I take God's assignment very seriously because I know people are hurting out there. The other thing I see is people struggle with sales. So what I try to do is make very specific strategic connections that I know instantly will send them business. And I'll use an example. I was with the Urban League of Cincinnati for a meeting, and I wanted to get a job to be their gala event planner. Well, I said, well, what do you need? They said, well, we've got 16,000, we need a website. So I, again, used my master connection skills and connected them with a website designer as an example. And she got the largest contract ever in the business, in the history of her business. I didn't get the job to do their event and gala, which is okay. I just said, God, thank you for blessing me to have the ability to send the work to somebody else.
Well, that's nice. That's nice.
I can bless other people.
I definitely, like, you and I have been around each other. We've networked before, and I can definitely tell that it's passion. So it's like, where did this passion like come from? I mean, is it always, I know you said it's an assignment, but sometimes it comes in from like your relationship. So where did this really like stem from?
I think it came from my parents. My parents have always took me to church all the time, and they were Sunday school teachers, and they always said God first and family and then work, and they always had a good work ethic. And I just felt that God gives each of us a purpose on the planet, and if I were to die tomorrow, I want to know that I lived what's called a dash on your gravestone, which is the day before you were born and the day that you died. It's called a dash. And I want to know that if I die tomorrow, I used up my dash.
Right.
And from my parents, because they just were really good role models for me, is just to live your dash every day.
Right. And you definitely say you do that, because you, like I said, when I first met you, when I was in the networking group, you seemed like you were like on the I would say we had this discussion. I called you like the pit bull of the networking. I mean, you keep us on task, right? But it's to make sure there's a purpose behind it, and it's usually to make sure everyone has their message heard.
Mm-hmm. And I would say one thing is many women thank me for pushing them, and I feel that sometimes I call it like kind of like not accountability, but sometimes when I hold people accountable, I'll give you an example. A woman this week, she met her goals. I set up a Zoom with her. I pushed her. I said, let's get to bonus together. We both bonus. We were the top in the country. And she was a newbie in the industry. And I said, you're a newbie. I love your hustle, but I want to hold you accountable. So here's the deal. We're going to work it together. And we did it. We both were top in the country and we met our goal. But my point is I think as entrepreneurs, there's a couple things. I think one is having an accountability partner is real helpful to meet your goals, not to feel like you have to do it alone. And also action. Don't talk about it, just do it. And that's what I see with Tanya. Like what I love about you, Tanya, is you don't talk about it, you just do it. And you're an action person. And I love that energy about you is I see you just go for it. And what I've learned, my biggest mistake in life is hesitations held me back. And I think I'm better about taking action and just doing it and going for it. And my mom always sang this song in Sunday school. We'd stand in a circle. It was this little light, I'm going to let it shine. And you know what? People can roll their eyes at me. I really don't care. I just know me to like let my light shine and nobody's going to put it out. And
right.
Well, I just don't care if people roll their eyes at me. And I think more people have to stop worrying about what other people think and just go for it. And don't worry about what others think. Just shine your light. So,
yeah. I like said, for people who don't know, you're like, who is this Amy? But then I said, for those who do know, I was like, because like people who like, they'll ask me like, who's your managing director? I said, Amy. I was thinking, like, I don't know if I know Amy. I said, you would know Amy if you know Amy. So it's like, you let your light shine, and that's beautiful. So I do love that about you. You are. So I see that you won. Give first, share first. So what does this where does that come from? And I know it's come from your heart. So give first, share.
So give first, share always. I received that International Award from Sandra. It's like #1 award I've ever been received. But I always feel that you have to give information. You have to always be giving. And when I say share always, I try to be in the know with Amy O. I like to share resources that can save time, resources that can save an entrepreneur money. But my real focus is business owners. It's not for the faint of heart. It's hard. So people need to share more things. Like just today, before I was on your Zoom, I was with another gentleman. He owns Switch Lighting downtown, and he didn't realize his Instagram wasn't working. He didn't know about Linktree. So I shared with him, I said, you could be selling a lot more lights if you just use Linktree and link your post to your bio in Linktree. He's like, Linktree? So I actually shared my screen and taught him how to use Linktree. And oh my gosh, this is going to help him drive more sales for his lighting business.
Like I said, you're always thinking of others. So what, I know, like so eWomen, we're going to get a little bit more into it, but it's about like really networking. So what's some of the biggest misconceptions of networking do you think people have?
Well, I think networking is about showing up and helping each other market one another. So the power of having a network is that we market for each other. I'll give you an example. Just this morning at 8:15, I got a call from a network member, and it was an email member of eWomen Network. He says, Amy, I need an accountant. So before I got on this call, this interview with you, I was already connecting him with his need to one of our members that could help with the service he needed. So networking is about saving you time and money by connecting you strategically to opportunities to collaborate, to do events together. This week, I saw an event May 1st on Friday with Brenda Aveyard and a woman from North Carolina, Katie Nelson. So I connected them with my online Zoom event. So what I see like no other is opportunities to collaborate. That's a big word for me in 2020, is you're going to grow your business if you look more for collaborative partners. And that's really a benefit of networking. The other benefit I will share with you is people. Networks have experts. And people say, how do you do what all you do, Amy? Well, I have people. I have a team that's behind the scenes that's doing a lot of work while I'm on this Zoom interview, because I've got an event tomorrow. So I know there's people doing my PowerPoint for me. There's people doing my list for me. But it's really about having experts in your network. And it's also about having the right network, meaning people that can actually afford to buy your services. Like I look for people that, I don't go to a lot of free events because people a lot of times go to free events because they don't have money to spend. So I don't want to be in a network that I can't refer somebody for a $25,000 client that has $25,000 to spend on them. So my point is don't waste your time networking, be really clear on the network that people have money to actually buy your services. That's key to networking, because networking can be a big waste of time if you're not in the right network.
Right, right. So
And
I mean,
a global network. So being able to reach globally too is important.
Oh yeah, definitely, especially in today's age. So thinking, so what's the one of the biggest things about? Because I know you have award-winning PR and social media business. So what's some of the key tips that you've seen changing that helps build these trends? You know, expanding globally.
So I would say the biggest thing for me on a global network is having one is the online events. So eWomen Network with the COVID-19 has now gone to online events. You just go to ewomennetwork.com/events. And I could be networking in Australia tomorrow. I can be networking in United Kingdom tomorrow or California. What it's given women, like for example, with my core business, sales, marketing, PR for 20 years, I've been able to get 24 states of clients because of eWomen Network, for example. I mean, my point is I'll never forget this conference I attended at eWomen. I was just thinking too small when I started my business just locally in Cincinnati. eWomen, it helped me think bigger and more global, that Amy, you can do your business anywhere. So now I've been helping people from Colorado do social media. I actually helped a woman in Colorado set up a Shopify website. I showed her how to link it to Printify. She's now taking her artwork and making bathing suits. She's making throw pillows from her artwork. She's making film cases. We just had a woman in London buy her journal, all because we set up the system properly. So Printify could make the journal, then we uploaded it onto redbubble.com, and that's where all printed material can be found and bought. So part of having a network is knowing those resources like redbubble.com, knowing Printify and Shopify. People have ideas, but they don't know how to implement them. That's what I do, is I take a vision. I'm like, well, this is the system you need to implement your vision for that product. So part of a business, I think everybody should have a product. I don't care if it's a coffee mug, a candle, a bookmark. Everybody in business should have a product.
I know you've helped a lot of people, you know, get their products out and stuff like that. So when it comes to like strategy, when you're getting ready to go into like your social media, what's one of the biggest things that I think people miss?
Okay, so this is my biggest thing, because I look at everybody's Instagram, first of all. Your bio Instagram should have a link tree, LINKTREE. It should link to your event ticket. It should link to a book you're selling. It should link to your website. But what I see is most people, when they post on Instagram, they're not saying, see my bio and the link to buy. So they'll post an Instagram, which is a big waste of time because it's not making them any money. I say, look, you need to post an Instagram, but it's got to direct them back to the bio, which is then the link tree to buy the product or service, or a 30-minute, visit. The other thing that's hot in Instagram are it's brand new, pretty brand new to Instagram, are the story bubbles, which is right under follow. Many people, if you go to Instagram, you'll see under follow, there are no circles. You could have a circle about, you could have a circle of testimonials, you could have a circle of whatever your hot product is. So really keeping up with the trends, I guess, is really important. But I'm a big fan of Instagram for selling online. So say an art gallery owner has a brick and mortar. That's another thing I've seen since the COVID-19. I've been telling all my art gallery owners to please start selling online. Please create an e-commerce site so people can buy your art over the world that can't come to Milford, Ohio and buy your art in a brick and mortar. And I think the COVID-19's been good for people to start learning to sell online.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's helped me expand your thinking. Like you said, we think too small. So sometimes it's hard to get out that bubble. So when you're thinking about like when you're networking and stuff, what's the one thing you really want to leave with the people that come to your events, or maybe what you want to leave with this audience?
I'd say what I really want to leave is that your network truly is your net worth. If you're not networking around people and getting out there and showing up, whether it's online events or in-person events, your network truly is your net worth. You cannot sit behind a computer and expect to get business You've got to be showing up every time, ready to serve and market others. I will tell you, one of my biggest things is the power of eWomen Network is by tagging. Every day I tag everybody. I had one person tag me. It was a $30,000 project I landed on Facebook. So the point is, when you come to an event, you want to leave. I had one woman, she went to a chamber event. She said she had no sales. She came to my event. She had 8 sales the first day she came to the event. She was a personal trainer, and I'll share the story. We do rounds of networking, and she had no offer. I'm like, just make an offer. Say this package is, 8 sessions of training. She sold 8 sessions of training to 8 different people. But I had to coach her. With eWomen Network, we provide 2 complimentary coaching sessions, because here's the thing. Most entrepreneurs do not make their offer clear. I cannot buy from you if your offer is not clear. So first of all, come to a networking event, make it clear what it is you offer. There's a lot of people like, what does she do? I don't know what she does. So make it clear if that helps. So
definitely.
I would say that eWomen Network is a business network, but as a consequence, you actually make girlfriends. And that's what I love. As a consequence. And we're girlfriends. So.
Yeah. Like I said, I learn something new every time I come to your events, because it's not just about, it's you take away some kind of education off of it, like how to expand your business as well. Plus, like you said, you make friends, so it's a win-win for those who are like starting out. And like, I think some people miss that it's not going to always happen in the first meeting, but if you connect, it's about the relationships, right?
Mm-hmm. And I'll give you an example. Tomorrow, my event's an online event with Dr. Michelle Gunderson. She's talking about stories that sell. When I pick my speakers, I pick them around what people are struggling with. One of the things people are struggling with right now is sales. So that's why I asked her to come on. She's going to talk about stories that sell, meaning people could sell more if they had a story around what they're selling. So I really want to encourage people to come tomorrow to the online event from 11 to 1:30 Eastern Time on Wednesday, the 6th of May, because I really want people to work on their stories of why they do what they do, because I know it's going to increase their sales.
Right.
They work around their stories.
Well, thank you, Amy, for your insight and wisdom. We're down the last couple of minutes, and I want to know, where can people find you and your services?
Yes, so couple things. eWomen Network Cincinnati is a public page on Facebook. eWomenNetwork.com is the website. They can find my business at Amy Ostigny Company, OSTIGNY. And as always, I like calls and text and phone, 513-403-0301. Thanks for having me today, Tanya. You're just a gem. And I
Thank you.
Justice and Legal Shield, and yeah.
Thank you, Amy. Like I said, every link that Amy has mentioned will be in the comments in below, so you can link up with her. And also, I will post anything that she has coming up so people can follow up with her as well. And again, I want to say thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Thank you. It was wonderful.
And I continue everybody to be safe out there during this time period. And I want to thank everyone for being on here. If there's anything you'd like to see, please reach out to us. You can email us. I'll put my email link in the comments below. And also, again, thank you, Amy, for being here.
Thank you for having me. You're a great host.
Thank you. Bye-bye for now.
Bye-bye.